Hello and welcome to Jan's Chats and Reacts. Now today, I'm actually quite surprised at what I've just seen, and I thought, you know what, let's react to this together. It's this story that I've discovered on one of my favourite channels where I get some of my crime information from. It's called Law and Crime Network. Now, this was put up how long ago? An hour ago? 25 minutes ago. Guys, it's insane. I want you to tell me what your thoughts are on this. I've previously done 2 other videos on Liam Payne, and yeah, I mean, it's not what I thought was gonna happen. I mean, this isn't what I thought was gonna happen. So anyway, instead of me like the rambling on about I'm just so shocked. So let's have a listen.
Breaking news you're hearing here first. 3 people have been charged in the death of One Direction singer Liam Payne. Argentinian prosecutors made this announcement late Thursday, saying 3 people are charged with abandonment of a person followed by death and supply and facilitation of narcotics. So far, we don't have these suspects' names, but we kind of know their relationship to Payne.
So there's 3 people that have been arrested, and basically it sounds as if they're being arrested because of their actions before Liam plummeted off the balcony. I think I've got that right. I mean, is this a first? I've not heard of that before. But anyway, let's carry on.
One suspect was a, quote, person who accompanied the artist on a daily basis during his stay in the city of Buenos Aires. A second suspect is a hotel employee, and a third suspect is an apparent drug dealer. Now,
Okay, so they're the 3 people, according to Law and Crime Network, that are being arrested for what? I mean, what would the charge be, guys? I know that you're all very intelligent over there. What would the charge be? Aiding and abetting? I don't know.
all this comes weeks after Payne fell from the balcony of his hotel room while visiting Argentina. Investigators say in the days leading up to Payne's death, he was using drugs and drinking. He was found with alcohol, cocaine, and a prescription antidepressant in his system. This is a developing story that will continue to follow, but for now, let's take a deep dive into the facts we do know with Sidebar host Jesse Weber.
Okay, that is a lot for me to take in. I don't know whether you've already heard this story, but yeah, that's quite a lot for me to take in. My little brain is brrring around thinking, what? So it seems to me that they're going to be accusing these 3 people that were close to him of plying him with drugs. Is that it? That's what it sounds like to me. And they're also, so they've got his, like, was it his so-called bodyguard or somebody that was supposed to be looking after him? So it sounds like one of them, one of the accused or the arrested is him. The second one is someone who worked in the hotel. So that's interesting. Was he also involved in getting the rugs in through the door? I don't know. Oh, and the third one is a recognised rug dealer. I don't know, guys. It's like, yeah, and I'm kind of shocked by this because I just didn't see this happening. And I want to just put this out here. Are they just looking for a scapegoat? Are the people, because he was, you know, such a well-known person, are they looking for a scapegoat? Because it seems to me that whenever something like this happens, and it has happened numerous times to so many different artists, they always have to find somebody to blame. And I'm like, is this what's going to happen here? I don't know. It's interesting that I understand the dad is ready to fly his body back to London or back to England today, was it? Anyway, I do have to say, it's a bit of a caveat. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones is synonymous with so much music that we all love and enjoy. And he is an absolute legend and will always be a legend. And I hope he gets the recognition he so deserves. Anyway, let's move on from there. Let's ask you how you are to begin with. I hope you're well and looking forward to the weekend ahead. I'm hoping for quite a quiet weekend, although I'm out with the daughter one day. So yeah, that's it. I hope you're all well.
So police in Buenos Aires, Argentina, they have raided the luxurious Casa Sur Palermo hotel as the region's prosecutor investigates how Liam Payne went from just greeting excited fans outside to then lying dead in the hotel courtyard 3 stories below his hotel balcony. And we've been keeping a very...
But that's not actually what happened though, is it? We've heard the story that the hotel people phoned the police twice about his behavior. So let's not just say he was out there signing autographs one minute and the next minute he's no longer with us. Let's not say that. We know that other things happened prior to that, which were quite questionable and something that I feel we all felt, well, a lot of us felt that could have been the cause for his demise. But, okay.
31-year-old Liam Payne, he died on October 16th. Hotel staff, they reportedly heard a very loud noise from an interior courtyard, and Liam Payne was there. He was found with grave injuries on the ground. It's believed he fell from the balcony of his 3rd-floor hotel room that's reportedly about 45 feet up in the air. And just minutes before that, a hotel employee had called the emergency services line because Payne was apparently acting erratically, that he could be experiencing some sort of drug-induced psychosis or another episode. The caller told the dispatcher, "We need to send someone with urgency because I don't know if the guest's life is in danger because he's in a room with a balcony and we're afraid he could do something that threatens his life." Now, by the time they got there, a few minutes later, Payne was dead. Forensic experts reportedly found 25 injuries that were, quote, compatible with those caused by falling from a height. It's according to the autopsy report. The thing about that is, and I'm bringing in Joseph now, when you and I spoke about this last, you said you found 25 injuries to be caused by that fall to be highly improbable, right?
Free falling through the air, 45 feet, and it's in a courtyard. So one can assume that this is probably ceramic tile, maybe even poured concrete. When you hit that surface, you don't bounce. I think a lot of people have an idea that you bounce about, when you strike the ground. You don't.
I can't imagine anyone thinking that people bounce. We are talking about human beings. Nobody bounces. I mean, anyway.
I'm not saying he hit terminal velocity at that altitude, 45 feet. But what I am saying is that most people are not going to walk away from that, let alone stand up and then create other injuries that are not necessarily associated with the initial impact injury. You might find...
Okay, so I understand where they're going with this now. So they're saying that perhaps he was injured before the fall. Is there any evidence of that? And I'm going to link that because my last video, I spoke on the autopsy results of Jay Slater and how we received very little information about the injuries he sustained. But what they're saying now is that this guy, Liam, although he had the fall straight over the balcony onto the courtyard, whether it was tile or whether it was concrete, he sustained 25 injuries. I want you to think about whether we heard that Jay received 25 injuries. We didn't hear that. All we heard was that I think I heard something about he suffered bruises and maybe, was it a couple of broken bones? I don't know. my head's a bit confuddled at the moment because of this situation. But they also said that he had severe head injuries, didn't they? And I remember thinking, if he's fallen, it wasn't a fall off of a cliff, was it, that Jay had? So surely he would have had more than the head injuries. So that's why I'm comparing the two. But anyway, let's move on a little bit more, because I want to hear about these guys that they've arrested. Let me see. Here we go.
He does in fact have a bodyguard, which I'm fascinated by that little, that little adjunct there. If you have a bodyguard, and I know that a lot of these upper echelon stars, they have these people that follow them around, they chauffeur them, they stand guard after their door, or maybe they're inside the place, they answer the door for the celebrity. How much of an involvement does this individual have? Because in the article, actually, they're identifying this person as cooperating or helping, I think is the way it's stated. So I'd want to know what this individual saw. When did he last see this gentleman? Did the guy make any kind of comments that could have alluded to suicidal ideation, or that somebody was after him or anything like that? That's kind of where you start, I think. And I think this is probably what they're going after. Remember, they talked to one of these individuals that worked there where he may have acquired drugs from. I want to know if there's any kind of linkage. Did these two guys ever meet up? Do you have CCTV of him coming to the door, in the wake of all this, or preceding this, this horrible event? I don't know, but they're going to be checking all of that out. And also, I think if he is out and about around town, was there anybody suspicious following him, Jesse?
Yeah,
you have to look at the CCTV relative to that. I'd want to know if anybody was outside the hotel, just kind of, I hate to say casing the joint, but you know what I'm saying.
I'm not sure where this guy's going now. What he's saying, that somebody was looking to cause Liam harm. I don't know about that conspiracy. There's just a few things that I'm quite surprised about that haven't been spoken about to any great length. And one of them is that supposedly, allegedly, Liam had hired two prostitutes that had spent most of the day with him and who left relatively close to the time that his fall happened. They were local girls. Maybe the guy that worked in the hotel was the one that called them to come and service Liam. I don't know. It's a very tangled web, this. I think over the next couple of days we're going to learn a bit more. The way I look at it is, I hope that they're not just going to blame people for something that a grown man did. You see what I'm saying, guys? I don't know. Let's just leap a bit further and see if they're going to say anything else about the other people that were there. Let's see. Oh, so we're talking about the rugs now.
All right. Maybe it's inside of an old matchbox that has tinfoil in it. Most of the time with tinfoil, what you're going to see, it's used for two things: either to put a sample of the drug in there or to cook. All right. You see tinfoil associated with heroin use.
Okay, so we don't need to go into any great depths about that. I mean, that's one of the things that we have to be aware of, is that Liam had a huge amount of drugs found in his system. So what are they doing then? They're going to arrest the drug dealers? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. So here we've got a statement by a reporter in Argentina who says, "We understand a person who was part of the hotel staff has been suspended after being linked to the supply of drugs to Liam Payne. We'll have to see how that now plays out. It is a person who worked in the hotel's restaurant."
They're there to help with the investigation. Higgins, by the way, was reportedly not working as Payne's bodyguard at the time.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if, that might
I'm
have
glad
been,
you clarified that for me.
Yeah. And the two had remained friends. But even so, whether he's a bodyguard or a friend, Is he somebody who's being questioned? Is he somebody who knew what was going on? He actually posted
I don't
a
know if
photo.
he'll know about what happened that night, but he can go. It can go to previous behaviors.
Okay, so this is quite an update, guys. So I'm going to keep an eye on this, see where this goes, and yeah, it's interesting, very interesting. So I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video, and yeah, I'll keep you updated. So in the meantime, you just take care of yourselves out there, because trust me, it's a rotten old world. Bye bye for now.